Yo, what is up guys, I'm here hitting you up with a new Etheria restart video, and we got the actual numbers now of the two new SSR characters, Ninfoniel and Batsby, and boy oh boy, we need to talk about this as well. But before we talk about that, I wanna talk about the new module shop, my thoughts, because I know this will be something a lot of you guys or maybe different creators will probably, as of right now, complain a lot that you can buy modules. But I want to discuss this real quick and give you my 2 cents about this, where it stands right now and what could possibly happen in the future. But this is just speculation at this point. So they added that new shop, so we still have that random shop down here where you can buy whatever with 200, right? If you want to get a module with 4 substats, this is how it looks like. So if you have, so for 500 you get a module with 3 substats, and 1500 a module with 4 substats. So I have, like in my shop, I have 3 modules right now with 4 substats, 1 bulwark. So this, for example, would be really good. HP bonus with speed sub, right? Or even this one, defense bonus with speed sub. Those would be good, right? Now there are 2 things we need to keep in mind here. So it costs 1500 module essences, and also you have the option to re-roll your entire module shop for 100 gems, and you can refresh an unlimited amount of time. So as long as you have module essences, you can re-roll this as much as you want and basically purchase your gear in the shop. And basically what you can do is, this is now your new module farming shop. But guys, keep in mind, it is not as bad as you might think. Actually, I think it looks better than actually is, because right now in the game the only way to obtain the module essences for this gear shop is buying a pack. But that module essence pack you currently are able to buy only provides you 1200 module essences. Yes, and you can only buy that once per week. Now if we go back to the module shop, just getting one of these modules costs you 1500. So buying that pack does not even, so buying that, you won't even have enough to buy a single of these modules with 4 substats. So basically what it means is, every 2 weeks, for the people who spend money and decide to buy that pack, every 2 weeks they have enough to buy 1 piece for substats on. Is this now a huge advantage? Currently, no, it is. If they decide to add more packs, bigger packs with that module essence, we can talk about it in the future. But they could also make it farmable at some point. Who knows? Whatever. But everything else is speculation right now. If they add big module essence pack, that's a different story. But as of right now, this shop looks better than it actually is, because getting one of these pieces requires you to buy that pack twice, and you can only buy it once per week, which effectively gives you 1 piece you might look for kinda once every 2 weeks. So it's not as pay to win, broken, splits the player base as you might think. I think I wanted to talk about this really quick right here with you guys, so you actually have a objective view of this topic, because I really don't have. I'm neither one side or the other side. I'm like, oh, it's crazy good now, and I'm not on this, oh, this is so bad. I'm just giving you, objectively speaking, telling you as of right now, it's not as OP. In case you were like very scared about this whole mechanic, it's like whatever. Let's be honest, it's like whatever. The bigger thing though are the 2 new units, Ninfoniel and Batsby. Now Ninfoniel, or how I call her, Nympho, let's say, take a look at her numbers. And I already looked at the numbers, but nonetheless, let's discuss it again. So she has a base speed of 122, very high HP, lower on the defensive side, and we can look at her skills. So her S1 is basically, I don't really want to talk about this too much, but She has like the 50% chance to apply res up for 2 turns. And if we look at it, level 3 increases to 50% and level 5 increases to 2 turns. Now, if we look at the S1 here, it states here 50%, right? So I don't know if we can actually, guys, let me know in the comments below if there is a way to check the values pre-upgraded, how they actually look like, because I can't tell. But I'm just telling you here, you still need the skill ups here because there is the extra 15 speed, which you want, right? But I feel like it still for her has a lower priority than the other stuff. Now what we're looking at here is the S2 is equalize the HP and heals all allies for 25% of their max HP, cooldown 4 turns when max skilled. So you start off with 10% healing and then you work your way up to 25%. So this is bigger. So for PvP purposes, you want to increase that. For PvE purposes, it could be whatever, to be honest. And if we look at her S2, she gets resistance. And then last but not least, the very important one is the Frigate Blizzard. 4-turn cooldown once max skilled, so 5-turn without skill ups. And you get the Rime Bloom effect, 2-turn attack up, 1-turn immunity, and 2-turn Rime Bloom equal to 25% of her own max HP. So this thing starts off with 50% of her max HP and then goes up all the way to 25% of her max HP for the shield. And then we have the Rime Bloom, absorbs equal amount of damage, increases attack by 40% while active. So one of my guildmates said without skill ups this is 30%. I don't know how he knows, but apparently it's without skill ups it's 30%, with skill ups it's 40%, and it's huge. Basically you get a double attack buff. Double attack buff is very, very nuts if you think about it. I will test her tomorrow in Rengo as well, see how she performs. Overall, very strong skill, but I feel like from a PvE perspective, she looks like a unit you can safely use without any lattice investments. If you want to use her for PvP though, you do need lattices. And she looks like a 4/4 unit, so you need what? How many lattices for her? 3, 6, 9 lattices bare minimum. And the more you give her, the better it becomes. Yeah, that's for that. That's for her. Really good for PvE. I don't think she needs lattices. For PvP, she does need them. Keep that in mind. Now let's take a look at Batsby. And oh boy, guys, I'm telling you something. I'm super excited about Batsby. I mean, there could be the case that we will have another Lilium situation here with these numbers, but nonetheless, I really want to talk about this guy because I really now want the reset event. I really want the reset. Let's take a look at his S1 really. So Torrent surges. Batsby brandishes spear, dealing 220 damage to a single enemy with a 40% chance to inflict 2 turns of wound. So this is the heal block. Now his passive Tidal Surge, for every 1 debuff on an enemy animus, Batsby damage to them is increased by 10% if the target's affinity is countered by Batsby, so red units, and they are the main target of the skill. Damage dealt is increased to 30%, stacking up to 6 times. So this effect is coming at level 5, and then the chance with the wound stuff is coming at 3 and 4, but the very important effect is coming at level 5. Now, what does that? I don't know the numbers without that, but basically look at it this way. Look at him like a Holden counter. You probably want to use him against a Holden, okay? Let's say you want to use him against a Holden, right? Now, if you apply a stun and a defense breaker, let's say just 2 debuffs, right? Just 2 debuffs. On any other unit which is not red and the main target, you get a 20% damage increase. Now, if your opponent is red and has debuffs on, let's assume a Holden, with 2 debuffs, you get a 60% damage increase. Now, if you stack up with a lot of different things, so up to 6 times, you get a total damage increase of 180%. That's insane. 180% damage increase, which is really, really insane. But I like it nonetheless because I think you might think, oh, that's broken. I think it's not as broken as you might think because that is limited to only the element he counters, which is red, and red consists of currently, at least in the PvP side of the game, to only hold, right? That's about it. Let's be honest, it's only hold, but I'm actually curious how he performs in Aurora because Aurora is red, so he could be very strong in Aurora as well. So keep that in mind. Now we gotta look at the S3 first before we look at the S2 really. But let's take a look at the... No, you know what? I think it's fine. Let's look at the S2. So the Wave Breaker, this is the one that extends the debuffs. He gets 330% to all enemies. On crit, there's a 100% chance to extend all debuff by 1 turn. Now, with 2 skill ups, he has a 100% chance, and yeah, that's about it. And also crazy, 3-turn cooldown. 3-turn cooldown on that specific ability. Keep that in mind. Now, what happens here is... This is a cool effect for him. In my opinion, what I don't like is the fact that he cannot extend stuns and he cannot extend dots. I think it's a little bit of a scam when it comes to that, but nonetheless, good multipliers. And what surprised me the most and what I felt like needed to happen was this S3. Now, there's 2 things. So first and foremost, unleashes a Raging Torrent, the Valentide. Unleash a Raging Torrent, dealing 390% damage to all enemies. High multiplier. This is what I wanted to see. I was like, if he wants to be a DPS, AoE DPS, that multiplier needs to be high. I was saying yesterday to my guildmates, I feel like he needs around 400% of a multiplier on his S3 to be like a serious AoE DPS unit in this game. And they actually gave him like around about 400% multiplier with a 100% chance to inflict vulnerable for 2 turns. This is really, really good, guys. 100% chance to inflict vulnerable. That means he does not need that much of accuracy. Then it's still a lot of RNG happen, but nonetheless you have a decent chance with him to land the vulnerable, which increases damage taken by another 30%. And then here's the crazy part about him. For every 1 unit with crit landed, Batsby gains 20% turn meter. Let's put it in perspective. You use him on Aurora, which is 3 units. You crit all the time because you always want to build him on 100% crit, right? So you crit 3 units, 60% turn meter boost for him, 60%. You use him in PvP, he gets now an 80% turn meter boost. 4 units, 80%. You know how much that is? And if you fight another content with 5 units, 100%. So he uses S3 into S2 immediately. And both skills are on a 3-turn cooldown. So you go into S3, into S2, then you go into S1, then you use S1 another time, and then the S3 is ready again, and then you go S3, S2. So his whole gimmick is going from S3 into S2. So you do all your debuffing setups, then you use his S3 to deal damage, then he gets another turn to do his S2 again. Now, even in PvP, that is extremely strong with him as an AoE DPS unit, because he can boost himself 80%, and 80%, depending on your setup, is probably more than enough for him just to get another turn. And he has so much. He has the vulnerable, damage increase, debuff extension, right? And then he has the passive here that basically increases the damage per debuff on the target. So you can get like another 30 to 40% damage increase. And if there is red, like red is gonna be deleted by this guy. He is gonna be a red unit deletion unit, and I really like him. And I cannot wait for a reset event to reset my Ziada and give all my lettuces to him. Sadly, without a reset event, I don't think I will put lettuce into him, because he is for sure, I'm telling you guys, this guy is a absolute beast. But from my first look, 555, he's a 555 unit. You can't go below 555. He needs the 555 to function at his highest potential. And then we can talk about it, especially here, just to get the interaction of these 2 skills. This one needs the level 3 for the turn meter 20%, and then this one also, in my opinion, needs the level 3 for the 100% chance to land it, right? This, like, to get to his full potential, he's a 555. Like, very, very lettuce hungry unit. In my opinion, I hopefully they add more ways to add lettuces into the game, also for free to play and pay to win, whatever it might be, but more ways to gain lettuces, because if they keep up the double banner stuff, we really need it. Like, you know what? I could be fine with their lettuce income right now if it would be just 1 unit they would release, but they're adding 2 units. And I think going forward, they probably keep adding 2 units. Outside of the LD banner, I don't think LD banners will be double banners, because that's too much to ask for. LD banners probably most likely be 1 more LD unit with an SR to combine that together. But for the RGB banners, I see them going for double banners, And if they go with that, we definitely need more lettuces. And yeah, guys, this is my initial thought about these two units. I 100% gonna pull both of them. I'm actually slightly more excited about Batsby than Ninfoniel, but I'm telling you something. Both of them will be meta relevant in PvP. Ninfoniel will be slightly better than Batsby in PvE, for sure, but Batsby still will have big usage in PvE as well. And yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This sums up everything I wanted to talk to you about today, guys. And yeah, and always, guys, as always, guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.